You're here because you've amassed a certain amount of power in the industry, but power is defined differently by different people. What does power mean to you?
Really just fighting your corner, because I feel like, especially for women, it is a fight sometimes in this industry, and I think power is keeping a cool head and running your shit the way you want to do it.
I think every woman sitting on this stage is doing this from the inside out. It comes from a pure place where we really want people to believe in what we say.
It's about taking chances. A lot of people wanted you to make another country album, and you wanted to make a pop album. Did you have any second thoughts during the process?
I actually didn't have any second thoughts, which was interesting. I kept thinking, everyone else is questioning this, why am I not questioning it? I was the one in the studio writing the music, so I wasn't afraid of what I was going to put out, because I think at the end of the day, we live in a musical landscape where people have very eclectic opinions of music. It's not like someone will say, I'm a country fan and not a pop fan. So I just knew that I had to make a good album, and I didn't think people would care about anything else.
You seem like a very polite person to me. Any desire, any temptation to look at the doubters and say, I told you so, after you sold 1 million copies in the first week?
No, I just high-five them and pop champagne, and we have a good time.
What would you pass on to these younger ladies about staying relevant for so long?
I think they should be aware, and I think most of them probably are, of the cohesive effort between yourselves, your record company, your publicist, chairman of the board.
Is this what you're all shooting for? To be relevant 40 years or so after you first become famous?
Anything to do music forever. I mean, it's our passion, it's our lifeline, it's our dream.
I got a hint from all of you that there were a lot of times in your career where there were insecurities. And Adina, I got that in particular in your speech. How do you deal with the insecurities?
We're lucky to have this kind of artistic expression to put all of that in there and put it out there and hopefully let it resonate and introduce you to an audience in a way that they can really, get to know you. But there's no way to really battle it. The more you battle it, the smaller you get. I think you have to just embrace it.
How important is it to have one person at a key moment in your career who says, I believe in you?
For me, the biggest struggle that I've had is my health. At 17, I suffered a stroke, and I was told that I would never sing or walk again. And it was my mum and dad, to be fair, in that moment that said they believed in me and not to give up and not let those kind of setbacks define you. So ha-ha to all the doctors that said I wouldn't do it. Look at me now. Look at me now.
Have you found over the years that the business makes it hard to be creative at times?
I'm a songwriter, so I've had the same exact formula every single time. I feel something, I go to my bedroom, I lock the door, I write a song about it. As a woman in the public eye, there comes a time where all of a sudden that shifts and it turns into increased fixation on your personal life. And then that takes you to a weird place where you feel, for the sake of my privacy, should I write songs that are less direct? Should I include less details about my life? Should I write less narrative stories? And every time I've asked myself that question, I've said, no, no, no. I'm doing this for the same reason I've always done it, to help me cope with things. People will say that you expressing your feelings in an honest way is oversharing, and I think that's what I fight daily as a songwriter.
I want to end here by talking a little bit about social media, because we have a lot of young stars who come on our show, and a lot of them got their start because, in some ways, of social media. They all have talent, but as you all know, it can be a double-edged sword. How do you deal with it?
It really has to come from you just being like, you know what, I don't care. And I personally had a realization in January of this year where I was just like, you know what, I just don't care anymore.
There's the not looking and you could never look, but I like to talk to our fans and I like to see what they're saying and I like to see the jokes. I mean, they actually, I feel like they really actually know who I am. They get my humor, but it's funny how one negative thing can overshadow 1,000 positive things.
Thank you very much. Most importantly, thank you for agreeing to talk. Congratulations on your awards. I will say that I'm not a selfie person, but there is a selfie in my near future with this group. I can tell you that. Come on in, ladies.
I'm gonna squeeze in back here.
A group selfie.
Okay, here we go.